CTV News with Matt Grillo.
Good evening. It was Game 1 between the Montreal Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning in their first round series, and what a game it was. Josh Anderson got things started for the Habs.
Centered in front again, scores! There's the opening goal, and it's Josh Anderson!
In front of the net, Anderson scores on a wrist shot to give the Habs a first period lead, but Tampa Bay would bounce back in the second. Darren Radish would get one past Jakub Dobish to tie the game at 1. Less than 30 seconds later, Brandon Hagel scores on a backhand, and just like that, the Lightning lead 2-1. Late in the second period, with the Habs on the power play, Juraj Slafkovsky scores his first of the game. It's 2-2. Heading into the third, with the Habs on the power play again, it was Slafkovsky with a snapshot, his second goal of the night, to give Montreal a 3-2 lead. Tampa Bay would answer quickly. Just a few minutes later, Brandon Hagel on a tip-in ties the game at 3. And then early in overtime, who else but Slafkovsky again? He scores his third goal of the night, a hat-trick, and a 4-3 overtime victory for the Habs in Game 1. We'll hear more from Habs captain Nick Suzuki on the decision to call a timeout early in overtime. But first, here's Slafkovsky on that winning goal.
Yeah, I kind of saw open space there, decided to shoot it, and thankfully it went in, so we're all happy.
Give us a little break after, we were there for probably like a minute out there already. So Marty just wanted to talk it over and see what we wanted to do. So we just didn't want to change anything. We were just ready to go out there and try to end the game.
Bars and pubs across the city were very busy tonight. Denise Roberts has more reaction to Game 1.
It was a real roller coaster for Habs fans tonight as Game 1 went into overtime. A goal within minutes to start the series. And the win tonight was even sweeter.
Tonight, insane night. Slafkovsky hat-trick. We're going to win the Stanley Cup.
I see a trophy this year. The Habs, look at your fan, bro. I feel we will win this year.
It's a long series against one of the toughest teams. But fans are backing the Canadiens to go all the way.
It's like absolutely electric. I'm so happy that we're here celebrating all together. We have our final exams, but it doesn't matter, like playoffs all the way.
For pubs across the city, the playoffs are an early boost for business before terrace season.
Montreal is the best fans in the world, and even if it's an away game, you can always count on them to pack the bars downtown and bring the energy that we hope to carry all the way to the Cup.
Well, some have been here before. For others, it's their first time experiencing the buzz of playoff hockey in Montreal.
I can see like the fan base is really passionate about, just like we Brazilians are passionate about football, soccer, right? So I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm trying to understand better the game and trying to get into it.
Game 2 will be in Tampa on Tuesday night, but come Friday, the Habs will be back at the Bell Center for Game 3. Denise Roberts, CTV News.
Rain today in the greater Montreal area, plus snow melt means water levels are rising, and homeowners are preparing and protecting their properties. The Premier says the situation is worrying, but under control. Christine Long reports.
Off the western tip of Montreal, this bridge to Ile Mercier is now flooded. Residents can stay in their homes for now, but move their cars off island in case the water levels increase. Yann Lafrenière says he's not worried yet.
There's only one bridge to get there. We're talking about, let's say, many elders living on the island. As you saw, they just took your vehicle out of the island for the moment. We'll see how it goes. We still got about 10 inches of water that can be had without causing a whole commotion.
Some areas in the Outaouais, Lanaudière, and Quebec City regions are experiencing localized flooding as the already saturated ground can't absorb more rainfall and snow melt.
The water is a lot higher than we anticipated, and it still has a way to go in this area particularly, but we're not taking any chances.
Having learned from previous floods in 2017 and 2019, Pierrefonds-Roxborough Mayor Jim Bass explains they've installed kilometers of barriers.
2 days, this whole stretch that really snakes around people's properties and in the backyards, through fences, through hedges. because this area in the western part of Pierrefonds is probably the lowest lying area.
The water is high on Lac Saint-Louis, but in this area of Dorval, on Roy and La Page streets, the water can come up from the sewers.
This is the lowest point of the city, and water doesn't come over the riverbank, it comes up from the sewer. So as the water gets high in the lake, it forces water into the sewer system. This is the lowest point, so up it comes into the street.
The water on Sunday morning was almost level with the manhole covers here.
The city put in some backflow valves, which is great, and it's been very helpful.
And they're like 66 pounds each.
The city put out sandbags for residents, and Sarah Wunsch lined her property.
It's trying to drain but not able to. Then it comes up and you know, when we have a slanted driveway, that's where it goes.
At this point, water levels seem to be high, yet stable, says Christine Frechette, who asks citizens to stay alert for the next 2 days.
Although the instructions that will be given if the situation evolves in a critical manner, but what I can say is that for now, everything is under control.
Christine Long, CTV News.
A Montreal business has found success in employing people with disabilities, including autism and others who are neurodivergent. It's a model they've used for 50 years, and as Lauren Fernandez reports, it's helping many thrive.
I always shake them a little to make sure that the seal is done properly.
Tommy Edinger is all about quality control. He's autistic and has been working at packaging facility Atelier Gem since 2021.
The longest job that I've had is here at Gem, and I didn't start with this position, but I worked my way up.
This isn't his first job, but it's the only workplace he's found that he says sees his strengths.
They don't thrust you into something that might be intimidating. They check up and make sure that you're able to coexist as a unit or as an individual.
Gem has been an adapted workplace for almost 50 years. Executive Director Maya Cooper says everyone here has something unique to offer.
It's really important for us to focus on abilities as opposed to disabilities. And though somebody who may be seen as having autism may be stigmatized or looked down upon in society and in the world around us, when they walk through the door here, the first thing we do is get to know them so we can understand what are they particularly good at.
A study by Deloitte found that 33% of neurodiverse people in Canada are employed, and Cooper says adapted workplaces help, and there should be more of them.
We are investing into a society where now all of us, all of our employees, regardless of what they present with, are earning, paying taxes, taking their hard-earned money and spending it on things that feed the economy and stimulate the economy, and everybody feels better about themselves.
And that includes Tommy.
You want to be able to have that freedom to feel like your voice is heard, and that's the most important thing about an adapted workplace.
It's an environment making an impact on everyone.
It makes me emotional. Like it's such a gift.
Working here at Gem has definitely gave me a new layer of confidence.
Confidence to take on the world, no matter what your ability. Lauren Fernandez, CTV News.
There will be a little relief at the gas pump tomorrow. As of Monday, there will be a pause on the federal gas tax. According to the federal government, this tax suspension is expected to reduce the cost of gas by 10 cents per liter on regular gas and 4 cents on diesel. The pause will last until September 7th. Montreal police are investigating after a gunshot was fired in an apartment in Mercier-Hochelaga-Maisonneuve tonight. Police say the call came in around 9:30. When officers arrived, they found a bullet hole in an apartment. Nobody was there. The unit is located on Ontario Street near Sicard. There were no injuries and no arrests made. A canine unit was called and the investigation is ongoing.
Weather brought to you by Gratianscaf. Second pair is a gift event including designer frames. A second pair free for a limited time.
Now for a look at your forecast. We are sitting at 5 degrees in Montreal. It's -1 in Sherbrooke and 0 in Quebec City. Temperatures will drop overnight. Tomorrow morning, it will be 1 degree, and it won't warm up much throughout the day, a high of 3 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds. It's going to warm up, though, as the week goes on. We'll have a high of 14 on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds and highs in the teens. Just ahead, Quebec is looking into adding tolls to help finance its roads. We speak with a former transport minister on this. There has been talk this week about the idea of adding more tolls to Quebec's roads. They would help pay for a road maintenance deficit estimated at more than $24 billion. Quebec says it will study the idea. And joining us now to talk more about this is former Quebec Transport Minister Robert Poetti. Thanks for doing this today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So, as a former minister, what do you think of this idea?
Honestly, we have to be realistic. The quality of the road right now, if we talk about overpass, we're talking about highways, we're talking about the provincial road, they are in bad shape, we have to say, and we need money to repair and put these if we think about the overpass, they have to be secure. So the thing is, if we already have a road, we have to take care of it. But if we have to build another road, if we take the example of the Highway 50, a good part of the Highway 50 is already made. But if we want to finish the rest, a new road to Hull or Ottawa, we have to put more money. So I think in that case, it's possible to say we are going to put tolls. But if people, they have enough taxes, they don't want to pay for it, they can use another road, the Highway 148. And if we talk about bridges, think about the bridge of the Highway 25. So you have the choice to take another bridge, but if you want to pay, you use the bridge of the Highway 25. And I think it's a good idea to do that. We don't have enough money to make our road safely right now, so we have to invest in that instead to build a new road.
So you're saying basically you could add tolls, but it would have to be to a new infrastructure or something that's being completely rebuilt.
Yes, rebuild or a new road. So, and always we have to think about the citizen, the people of Quebec, if they cannot pay or they don't want to pay, if they have another option, a free option. And that's why I give the example of the Highway 25, the bridge of the Highway 25 à Laval. So that's a perfect example, and it works. So why we cannot do that for the rest of the road in the Quebec?
You mentioned, Quebecers, taxes. Quebecers are taxed a lot. Now they may have to pay more tolls, potentially, possibly. How important is social acceptability in all of this?
I think that won't be accepted from all the people, or a good percentage of the citizens don't want to pay more. We pay already a lot of taxes. So honestly, to say, okay, we are going to decide it, let's say the Highway 15 or the Highway 30, already on the part of the Highway 30 you have tolls, but I don't think it's a good idea to decide to put tolls on the road we already have. So if we want to invest, like my example is still the Highway 50, it's not finished yet. Let's say it's about halfway made it, not totally. So for the rest of the Highway 50, put tolls, and that's going to give money to finish the job. But for the rest, we have to take all the money we have to repair and make the overpass, make the road, make the bridge in good condition to make sure nothing happens. Remember, years ago in the area of Laval, on the top of the Highway 19, a bridge collapsed and people dies. So I think we have to be honest with the citizen and tell them we have to put the money we have, and we don't have enough to repair. So how can we decide to make new one without tools?
Yeah, no, of course, a very interesting topic. We'll see where it goes. Robert Poetti, thank you so much for speaking with us today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
In case you missed it, fewer young people are using marijuana. A new survey finds the rates of use for those 15 to 20 years old has dropped significantly. Kelly Gregg reports.
Outside Dawson College, teenagers are divided when it comes to pot.
I do know that most people do smoke at least once a day.
I don't smoke, so I'm not into that stuff.
According to the INSPQ's cannabis survey, 17% of Quebecers aged 15 and up used in the last year. But for the youngest age bracket, those under 20, the rate fell from 28% in 2018 to below 20%. In Quebec, marijuana is illegal to buy and possess for those under 21. But some here say they were into it in high school, and now that they're in Cégep, they're over it.
Now that I'm 18, I don't know, I kind of just went down on my smoking personally because, I don't know, I did it so much in the past that now it's I'd rather just drink instead.
Personally, I used to have a lot of experience in the field. For me, it's something that doesn't work with me anymore the way it used to.
Romina Mizrahi works at McGill's Research Center for Cannabis. She attributes the drop to more education, but adds legalization brought more choice and recounted an episode at the Douglas Hospital's ER when a parent brought in their child suffering from psychotic episodes.
This older parent who came with his teenager, and he was telling me, look, I've smoked all my life. I've never seen something like this. Certainly the type of cannabis younger people use is completely different than the cannabis people have used previously. Back in the day, the level of THC would be around 4%. Now it can actually reach to 90% in some cannabis products.
She says even if rates are dropping, it's important to know exactly what you're getting.
I'm excited to be 21 so that I can actually buy regulated weed instead of stuff that's not regulated because it's way scarier.
It's not the same to buy a beer versus vodka, and you really need to understand the difference.
An important reminder, no matter what age. Kelly Gregg, CTV News.
After the break, Quebec's newest pro soccer team, FC Supra, played its first home game in franchise history. The highlights coming up.
Menswear provided by Ernest. Elevate your style with Ernest. Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
Increasing number of abandoned buildings.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVMontreal.ca, your home for news. For breaking news and local news that matters to you, download the CTV News app right now by scanning the QR code on your screen using your smartphone. Or you can also go to our website, ctvnewsmontreal.ca.
It was a historic moment for FC Supra, the new pro men's soccer team in Quebec. It was their home opener against Atletico Ottawa. There were a number of chances in this one, but no goals until the 3rd minute of stoppage time. It would be Ottawa's Tyr Walker who would score on a header, and that was the winner. Ottawa comes away with the 1-0 victory. Tryouts were held today for Tennis Canada's Ball Kids Camp at IGA Stadium. Organizers say more than 100 kids had the opportunity to showcase their skills. Speed and teamwork are essential. Those selected will be on the court for this summer's National Bank Open.
I like that we can see good players all day, and that we can move outside with friends.
The National Bank Open runs in Montreal starting August 1st. Taking a final look at the forecast, it is 5 degrees in Montreal, a little bit colder elsewhere in the province, -1 in Sherbrooke and 0 in Quebec City. It's going to get colder during the night. Tomorrow morning it will be 1 degree for your wake up. It's not going to warm up much, a high of 3 degrees with a mix of sun and clouds to start your work week. But as the week goes on, it's going to warm up, a high of 14 on Wednesday, and then on Thursday and Friday we'll have a mix of sun and clouds and highs in the teens. And that's it for us. Thanks for watching. For the latest news, listen to the Andrew Carter Morning Show tomorrow at 5 on CJAD 800. You can always head to our website, ctvnewsmontreal.ca. Have a great night and a wonderful start to your week.